Welcome everybody back to another rebuild, and today we're going to go to Germany and we're going to rebuild one of the biggest clubs in the Bundesliga, and that is KOLN. Only just recently, just before Christmas, they parted ways with manager Stefan Baumgart, who left by mutual consent, with the club lying 17th position and not in a very good spot. But since his departure, they haven't really done much better. They've only gained one place. They are sitting in 16th position, precariously in that relegation playoff place. 15 points from 20 games. It's not a pretty sight. And if they're not careful, they will go back down to the Bundesliga 2. As a club, they enjoyed most of the best spell in the 1970s. They won the German top division in 1962, 64 and 1978. So it's been quite a while now since winning the Bundesliga. So hopefully we'll try and remedy that in this rebuild. Fingers crossed. But it's going to be a bit of a job to overhaul Leverkusen currently and Bayern Munich. Finished runners-up 7 times. Finished runners-up in the UEFA Europa League as well in 1986. I think that's the one time they've actually got to the final of any European competition. So again, that is something that we need to get them back into. They have won the DFB Pokal Cup as well in 1968 and 77, 78 and 83, and finishing second best a further 6 times. They also won the German second tier in the 2000s and as late as 2019, their last trophy. So they got relegated in 2018, came back in 2019, and they've been there since and looking precariously close to going back down. But in this rebuild, we're here to stop that and do better and see if we can get them and establish them as a top European team. The favoured formation looks like a 4-2-3-1 with DMs, which is good. Nice one to start off with. They've got Thielmann, Ut, Keynes, Waldschmidt, Marto, Lubicic, Pokrada, Szabo, Hubers, Schmitz and Schwabe in goal. They have got some loan obligations as well, 3 in and 4 out, which isn't too bad, I guess. And the board want us to sign players based in Germany, so that's what we'll be doing in this rebuild as well. Develop players using the youth system, so hopefully they'll have a good youth system so we can do that, break some of the youngsters in. Additional objectives: break even in the transfer market and work within the budget, which is almost a gimme. And they want us to be established in the Bundesliga and be competitive in the Pokal Cup. Top half finish, reach the conference. So they want us to get European football within a few years. I think that's realistic, but obviously we want to try and do as much as we can, as early as we can, and maintain that level. The finances, they've got £5 million in the bank. We have got £500,000 just over in the transfer budget, and we are almost at the top end of our wage budget as well, with about £30,000, £20,000 a week in there remaining. They have got no debts, which is really good and rarely seen. Staffing wise, well under average. That's something we will have to remedy as well. And wow, their recruitment team, well, it might as well not be non-existent. I think under average in the medical staff as well. So hopefully that'll improve over the next 5 years as well. So there have been a team that's been up and down really between Bundesliga 2 and 1. I mean, they did finish 18th in 28. That's when they went down. Then they went straight back up in first and been there since, but they are looking very precarious down in 16th position currently. They have been as low as 16th, where they did finish. They must have won through the playoffs, but they have been as high as 5th recently. So having a look at the squad, doesn't look too bad. There is a lot of injuries, which is rather worrying. Looking at the side, if we just look at the age, there doesn't seem to be that many over 30. There is 5. Let's have a look at the better players that we have got then. Szabo, defender, 25 years old. He's currently unhappy. Yes, we'd be happy to keep him on board if we can. We got Hubers as well, 26-year-old. They can play alongside each other. Yeah, a couple of years left on him as well. Looks pretty decent. We've also got Waldschmidt, can play cam or striker. Finishing reasonably quick. Davy Selk, striker. Mentals don't look that bad, and same with his physicals actually. Finishing needs a little bit of work on, but 28 years old. He is our best striker currently. Okay, that can work. Lubicic, defender. He's only 25. Definitely somebody we can have in and around. Definitely a ball winning midfielder. A DM for sure, I think. Could play there. The 4-2-3-1 might just work. Keynes we've had a look at. Tigges, he's a striker, currently injured. Not sure how long he's out for, 3 to 6 weeks. Eric Martel, 21 years old, DM, bags of potential. In fact, we could possibly use him, you know. We may have him as a starter. If he's got that much potential, why not open the inner beast? Who else we got? I mean, that is our better players there. And then we've got a couple of others like Martel as well. Hussein Basic as well. Midfield. Again, if we're not going to be using midfielders, can we convert them to DMs maybe? Jan Thielman, right winger. Very quick actually, but he's injured. 2 to 3 months. We may get him back for the start of the season, possibly. If we have a look at the second team, is there anybody that we can bring through? Stefan Salga. What's he doing there? Why is he not gone? Left back, fringe player in his prime years. He's wanted and he's listed. Justin Deal, 18 years old. I mean, is he a left winger? Could be. He's very quick. Good dribbling. He is the best one there. And Smacic as well. Defender, 6'3". Again, only 19 years old. Let's have a look at the under-19s saying that. And goalkeeper, he's out on loan currently. Definitely somebody we want to have back in the team. He hasn't got a contract to release, has he? No. That's good. Because he could be our second choice goalkeeper. And 21-year-old striker Lempel is out on loan as well. Could play up front or right hand side. Right, okay. So we need to figure out a formation and see what we come up with. So with hardly any money to play with, we did manage to squeeze out some loan deals which paid us some money up front, and yeah, we only squeezed out another 300,000-400,000. So we managed to bring in Fernando. He is a striker. He can play cam and left back, but I think we have got him in as a cam role, but as a shadow striker, because we have got Selke up front. He's already, I think, got 7 goals in the couple of games already for us, but yeah, quite a lot in one of the cup games. But dribbling looks really good. Pace and acceleration, fantastic. Passing's not too great, but it'll be enough. I'm expecting to interact with Selke up front. I was very tempted to have 2 up front, actually, to be fair, but I feel like there's somebody in the cam position that needs to be there. But that might change. We'll see what happens. But £950,000 from Salzburg. Or 900,000 actually, cheaper than I thought. Wow. Okay, he's got a goal for us in his first game, 7.4, even better. And he started life here pretty much from the get-go. I've left the side as it was, but we have tweaked it a little bit. The 4-2-3-1 with just the midfield variation. We're going to have 2 ball-winning midfielders, 1 on defend, 1 on support, with Fernando and Selke being locked in, because I want to see how they do. So if we pick our best 11... Waldschmidt, who's on loan to us, it'd be daft not to use him. However, I don't see the point in using him because I don't think we'll be able to bring him in anyway. But if he gets game time, he'll be a good backup to have if Fernando gets injured. But Martel, Lubicic in the centre of midfield. We've got Smits, Huber, Chabot and Pacarada, Schwabe. We've got Mena because I think he's injured. Thielman's injured, so he'll probably come in there once he gets out of his injury. Kane's on that left-hand side, the 30-year-old, doing quite well, actually. Got a goal as well. And like I say, Selke's up top, 7 goals already. Everything's gone off swimmingly. We've played the first round of the Pokal Cup. We beat Oberrachen 8-0. Nice, easy victory with Selke netting a double hat-trick. You know, this is just the thing you do. Dortmund, we got battered 3-0. All 3 goals coming either side of half-time. Really disappointed we capitulated. But we did have an injury to Schwabe, who was out for a couple of days. And then against Wolfsburg, we smashed them at 3-0 with Selke, Fernando on his debut, and Kane's scoring the goals. We're currently in 9th position because of that loss to Dortmund, who are top of the table. Although if we win our next game, we could end up being 2nd. Bayern Munich have drawn 2 games, their first 2 games, and they're below us. Wow, we're ahead of Bayern Munich. stay ahead of them, we might have a chance of winning the league. And for the preview this season, we are predicted to finish in 12th position. Obviously, we want to get into a European spot. Hopefully, we can do that. And Bayern Munich obviously dominating the Dream 11. So let's jump into our first season. Let's simulate it. Let's see how our youngsters do. And hopefully, we can, 1, stay in the division, 2, get a top half finish, and 3, maybe finish in a European spot. Right then, the first season is over, and well, we've done what we've wanted to do in our first season. Wow, what a finish this is! So we finished in a European spot. Even though it's the Conference League, I don't mind. We're in a European spot. It's a chance of winning some European silverware next season. We finished in 6th position, which is a top 10 finish. We've done all we can. That was expected, really. I expected it around about the 2-3 seasons mark, but we've done pretty well this season. And Selke is the leading goal scorer in the league. That's insane. Did he score? I mean, he beat Harry Kane to the Golden Boot. There's something special in Selke. That's for sure. 29 years old. Yeah, we're going to have to look for a replacement at some point, but for the time being, he'll do a job for us. I just want to have another look at how many goals. We scored 67 goals. Probably the 3rd highest in the league behind Leipzig and Bayern, who win the league. If we have a look at some of the results, then it's been hit and miss all through the season. It's been pretty consistent. We have a couple of blips where we lose 2 on the bounce. Dortmund, Wolfsburg. We did beat Mainz 6-2 there. Wow, that's a good result. A 4-3 win over Heidenheim right at the very end. Union Berlin we lose 2. How did we do against Bayern? 3-2 away from home, not bad. We lost 4-2 at home. Okay, so yeah, we took a bit of a pasting. Dortmund, we lost both games there as well. So teams like that, if we can get something out of it, then I'll be happy. We did get something out of Leipzig, who finished above us as well. We had 4 draws on the bounce there, in between 2 losses to Leverkusen and Bayern. The Pokal Cup, after beating our first round opponents 8-0, we go out in the next round, Leverkusen 3-1. That's bitterly disappointing. But if we have a look at our squad, and you know what? That's not bad going at all. Selke, he gets 29 and 34 with 2 assists. Fernando, not bad at all. Maybe he is our next striker. Maybe we leave it to fight it out between themselves up top. 13 goals and an assist. Not bad from the cam position. 11 assists for Maina. Ljubicic as well, 6 goals and 3 assists. He was in the DM role, wasn't he, I think? Our lone players did get some game time, 5 goals, 2 assists. Alido only played 3 games. I mean, the good thing is they didn't play that many games, so he didn't take it away from players that we have got at the club. So that's pretty good. Christensen didn't get much game time, got a lot of promise. So hopefully, I mean, some of these have grown a little bit as well, actually. And our goalkeeper only conceding 45 and 33. I think we've got a goalkeeper in the youth team that's currently coming back from loan, so he can fit in as our replacement or backup. At the moment, the side looks pretty decent. And going into next season, wow, we've got a whopping £28 million. That's huge. And if we manage to sell a couple of players as well, that could just top it up. That is really, really good. I'm really happy with that. And wage budget has gone up by about £115,000 a week as well. So hopefully we might be able to bring in 1 or 2 players as well. Oh, that is absolutely phenomenal. So we have some money in the kitty. We spend about £28 million in total, and 9 of that, this chap, Besti, from Heidenheim, actually, to be honest. We did struggle with them last season, and we managed to pick off one of their better players. He looks really, really good. To play on the left-hand side, he'll give Keynes a run for his money as well as Maina, Fernando, and everybody else as well that can play there. Very good free kick taking, corners, crossing. He can run as well. For 25 years old, to get players that are based in Germany that are not attached to the bigger teams, it's been a struggle. Saying that, we managed to pick off Tillman from Bayern Munich for £5 million. They had him on the transfer. 22 years old, cam player. Whether or not he will be our end game, I'd like to think he can be. But it all depends what sort of formation we stay with. We're sticking with this 4-2-3-1 formation because we didn't do too bad with it last season. And we're in Europe as well, so we'll see how that goes. But hopefully with better players, we might change it and then in the forthcoming seasons. And finally, from Hoffenheim for £10 million, Stanley Soki, centre back. Looks really good. 6 foot. He dives into tackles though, which is a little bit worrying, but I'm not too concerned. And he can bring the ball out of defence as well. He can play left back as well, which is pretty good. He's got good strength, very good balance, aggression's there, bravery. He looks a very, very solid centre back. We do say goodbye to some players as well. Liminos has gone for 875,000. Dietz has gone to Kaiserslautern for 350,000. Adowan has gone to Nuremberg for 475. Heinz has gone to Darmstadt for 450. And we lose Lemperli to Firth for 350, and a couple of others going out on loan. We tried to offload some of the older players as well to give some of the youngsters a chance, so we'll see how that goes this season. Results wise, it's not a pretty sight. We do progress in the next round of the Pokal Cup after beating Worms 5-0. And then our league form's taken a little bit of a hit. Leipzig, we draw 1-1 at home. We lose 1-0 away at Dortmund and draw 2-2 with Mönchengladbach. Disappointingly, after going ahead in the 84th minute, we concede in the 87th. All 4 goals coming in the last 12 minutes. However, the good news is we have qualified for the Conference League. We drew with Sveda 1-1 away and then thrashed them 4-0 at home with goals from Szabo and Tigges. And I'm not sure what we're doing with him really. He scored 4 goals in their 4 games, starting one of them. Hopefully he'll be just as good a backup to Selke. Not sure why he wasn't playing. So in the Conference League, we have been drawn against Dnipro, Ludogorets, Zurich, Lask, Hapoel Beersheva and Sarajevo as well. I think that's it. Is that 6 games we play in the conference? Okay. We're currently lying in 14th position without a win. That's because of the 2 draws and the loss. And we have been drawn against Magdeburg in the next round of the Cup. We are up to 10th position now in the media predictions. 50-1 now to win the league. So once again, let's defy the odds. Finish in the top half. Top 6 would be nice. The higher we are, the more money we get. And let's go and upset these odds once again. And we finish in an incredible 4th position. We were 6th last season and got ourselves into a Conference League spot, which 8th position gets you that. What's happened here? We were definitely in 6th last season. And this season, 4th and in a Champions League spot, which I dare say, is it too early to be in that spot already? But what an absolutely phenomenal achievement within 2 seasons. 70 points, only 5 points off the eventual winners Bayern. Wow, not really much in it. We only conceded 32, the most of the top 4, and it's only Dortmund that conceded less. Who did we lose to? Again, games that we would expect to win. We lost 5-1 to a Bayern and 1-0 to Dortmund there, but we must have had some good results against them otherwise. Did we beat them both? We'll have a look in just a second. And Selke is the leading goal scorer once again for the league. 19 goals this time round. 1 ahead of Openda and Haller as well. That's a big achievement also. Szabo gets 10 yellow cards. But yeah, that's incredible. What a season. If we go through some of the results and see if there's any standout results there, apart from that Bayern Munich 1-5-1. That is a pace and a half. We do beat Hoffenheim and we did beat Dortmund 4-1 in the other game. Selke, Tillman, Hummel's own goal and Beste. I think he was our left winger, wasn't he? I mean, we do have a good run there. A lot of green in here, which is good to see. Did we play Bayern Munich again? This time we beat them at home with Brewer, Hubers and Kynes all getting in on the act. A 3-1 victory. That's 2 really good results and we are battling it out with the big boys now. And we do have a very strong finish to the end of the season as well, which probably helped us. The Pokal Cup though, we get to the 3rd round losing to Dortmund, so Dortmund do take revenge. But we do have a good 5-0 win and 2-1 victory. A close call over Magdeburg with an 88th minute winner from Tillman. But the Conference League, we do get to the quarter-finals. We do get beat by AC Milan. They're losing the first leg 3-1. And then we did win the second leg where we're at home we've been very, very dominant. 1-0 down, so 4-1 down in the leg. Clawing it back to 3-4, but not enough in the last half hour to make any difference. That's a shame. In the round of 16, we beat Maccabi Tel Aviv 3-1 overall, but in the league phase, we only lost to Dnipro 1-0, but we beat Ludogorets 5-1. We drew with Zurich. Lask we hammer. Same with Shiva as well and Sarajevo. So it's not bad going at all, considering we had to go through a qualifying phase, but we did finish in 7th position though. The good thing is with this league phase now, teams from the above competitions don't drop in. But what the hell are AC Milan doing there? Even St. Mirren are there. Unbelievable. So who won overall? AC Milan. You probably wouldn't expect that though, to be fair. Squad wise though, it's Selke leading the way with 32 goals and 1 assist. 10 for Tillman. That's pretty good going as well. 7 for Chabot. Our defender got 7 goals. Wow. Linton Maynard, he got 6 and 2. 6 and 4 for Fernando in 11 starts. Kane's got 6 and 14. Tillman 5 and 16. That's pretty good. Beste, how did he do? He only had 15 starts though. Is that because Kynes was on the left hand side? I mean, he is 32 now, so we'll probably look to move him along so we can give Beste his chance on that left hand side. Feels alienated. Now he'll get his game time. 49 goals conceded for our goalkeeper Schwabi as well. What was their other goalkeeper? Because we did bring Ubeg. 2 games, 2 clean sheets. Maybe he should have played. I mean, Schwabi's now 30. Still doing the business. I think having Ubeg as a backup, I think we can cope with that. While Schwabi's in his element, we might as well hang on to him because he's doing wonders. He only conceded 32 goals in the league this season, which is pretty good. But more importantly, this season we've been given a whopping £36.5 million. We're still debt free, of course we are. Always good to see that as well. Wage budget, we have been given a further £110,000 a week, which if we offload a couple of more players, the ones that don't get to play much, some of the deadwood, and bring in a couple of other younger players, then I can see this club overhauling Bayern Munich by the end of these 5 years. So just a couple of transfers out. Then we had to make up a little bit of money for the 2 players that we brought in. Keynes, he went to Toulouse for a cut price, £875,000. Now, I'm not sure if there was a release clause or not, but he was up for about a couple of million. So I'm really not sure what happened there at all. Schmidt's gone to Augsburg for £750,000. It was just a backup striker. 1.6 million Tigers. Our other striker, he wasn't getting any game time. The ones that he did have, he did score. He did play quite well. He would have been a really good backup, but we've got Fernando and Selke, and probably next season we'll be looking to replace Selke anyway. And Benno Smits has gone to Union Berlin for 1.5, with Soldo going out on loan to Granada. This paved the way for Joshua Wagnerman, £21.5 million from Stuttgart, left or right back. I don't mind which side he plays at as long as he can cover each one of them. I don't mind. Looks a phenomenal player. Very, very physical. He's got good long throws as well, so that could quite come handy in the opposition area. And from Dortmund for £20 million. They only just bought him the season before, and they made a little bit of money on him. And yeah, we decided to bring him in. We needed another defensive midfielder, I thought. He's young enough and will challenge Martel and Ljubicic as well. And it so happens that Chedard and Ljubicic is going to be our number 1 defensive midfielders. The only player we've tied in now is Ubeg. I think he's capable, or more than capable, of stepping up now and becoming our number 1 goalkeeper. We'll probably end up looking for another goalkeeper thing, but I want to give Ubeg a go this season, see what he can do, because he's got ample potential and he's grown all the time, and he's 6'2", so I think he's more than capable of standing in now. We did beat Eichstätt 7-0 in the cup, which is a pretty good result. However, in the league we beat Bayern Munich in our first attempt, taking lead on 17 minutes, and the best getting again a penalty this time after half time in the 59th, after Bayern just equalised. Then we beat Hanover 4-1 with a fantastic result there, and don't know what happened here apart from Soki getting sent off. We got battered by Schalke 3-1, so very, very disappointed. The Champions League, we play Monaco, Real San Sebastian, Manchester City, Feyenoord, Bodo Glimt, PSV, Chelsea and Porto. I like to think we can get out of this group, or at least get into the knockout stage, but we'll see what happens. We are currently lying in 5th position, 6 points, 1 point off the leaders Dortmund and Stuttgart, and we've been drawn against Munster in the next round of the Pokal Cup as well, and we are up to 7th in the media predictions, 100-1. I'm sure we were less than that previous seasons. Why is it 100-1? I don't know. Something seems to be happening very, very funnily here. Right, okay, let's get into our 3rd season and see how we get on. Well, it's another cracking season and we finish in 3rd position. Wow, what can I say? I mean, 62 points this time. We are a little bit off the lead. 20 points from Bayern Munich, who just literally storm it ahead of Dortmund as well. I mean, what's that, 8 points as well? I mean, we have drifted further behind, but we are ahead of Stuttgart, Leverkusen and Leipzig, which is pretty decent, and it's only by the odd points as well. Selke, though, leading goal scorer yet again. It can't be bad, can it, for the now 31-year-old who's looking pretty good, actually. I'm just wondering whether do we still look for another striker if he's still putting it in the back of the net. And Erbig, I've just noticed, gets a 2nd place for the Golden Glove behind Diego Costa as well. That's not bad for the youngster. So filtering down through the results, and we lose to Schalke. That was the one right at the beginning. Then we lost to Stuttgart. A couple of wins in October, conceding 2 goals, and the loss in November against Mönchengladbach, but we do beat Leipzig 4-0 and Leverkusen 3-0. Dortmund we lose at home, where we battered them last season. Bayern we did beat at home though, so that's a good result as well. So we are beating the top clubs, we just can't hang with them. Towards the end we did lose quite a few games though. Leverkusen, Leipzig, where we beat them before. Dortmund we lost. We had a torrid time against Dortmund this season, but yeah, not a very good run in though, to be fair. Pokal Cup, we get as far as the quarterfinals, this time losing to Leverkusen. Seemed to be the bane of our lives this season. We beat Munster 3-2. And Hertha, we beat 2-0 in the 3rd round to lose 2-1 in the end with an 89th minute winner after Maino got a equaliser just before half time. The Champions League, we did get out of the group stage. We did get off to the playoff round. And we lost to Atletico Madrid 6-2 over the 2 legs, unfortunately. But in the group stage, we beat Monaco. We drew Real San Sebastian. We got hammered by Man City with Haaland getting 4 goals. Wow. Feyenoord we lost, but we beat Bodø Glimt, beat PSV. We lost to Chelsea and drew with Porto, with Selke getting all 4 goals. That's pretty good in the Champions League for him as well. We did finish 21st, so we only just managed to scrape through, with PSG going through the group unbeaten together with Arsenal actually, who finished in 4th position. But it was the final with the El Clasico. Real Madrid beating Barcelona 3-0 in France. 28 goals by Selke though. Not too bad with 2 assists, getting an overall 7.07, not bad at all. Best getting 13 and 13, which is pretty good for him. Fernando, 7 goals and 6. Maybe could be time to let Selke go, let somebody else have a go up there, but he's still putting the ball in the net. So let me know down in the comments what you would do, because I'm still unsure what we're going to do with Selke though. I mean, he's worth £12.5 million now at 31. I think it might be time to cash in and bring somebody better and younger. Tillman weighs in at 6 and 8. Etienne Boré, is he one of our youngest? He played 8 games. He must have been from our youth academy maybe. Oh yeah, pretty much. That's not bad. Chotard in the DM role, 5 and 2, not bad for him. Wagnerman, 4 and 4. Lubicic, 3 and 3. I mean, apart from our 2 forwards, really, there's not been much way of goals, has there, really? And that young goalkeeper, bear in mind, he's only 22. Only conceded 54 goals and 22 clean sheets. And Schwabi only, well, he didn't get a game at all. So, again, it could be a case of we'll hang on to him as a backup and then move him along. £3 million. If somebody comes in for him, might be worth it, but to get another goalkeeper like him it would cost more than £3 million, I think. But I'm quite happy with Urbig sitting there at the moment. But I do feel like we do need to go for another striker at least anyway. But to help us do that, we've got a whopping £71 million. We could get at least 2 or 3 really good high quality players in here now. Might be time to get a new goalkeeper possibly. And Scout Budget is in the red. I've not seen that before. And we've only got a little bit of wiggle room in the wages budget as well. So that's not helpful either. So that transfer budget could be reduced a little bit to take care of some contracts as well, possibly. So we have one player leaving our roost, really, one of our main players, Pacarada, 31 years old, £6 million. He's gone to Stuttgart. I was quite sad to let him go, but it was either that or not move forward on that left-hand side. And there was quite a few players that looked pretty good or just as good and younger as well that I wanted to bring in. And that person is John. Marco John joins the club for £9 million from Hoffenheim, 24 years old, 7 years younger, and again he's got plenty of potential, stamina, he's not going to tire, he's got pace as well, which is going to help, and crossing and dribbling he can do, and he can take corners, which is pretty decent, and his mentals look pretty nice as well. I did say we were going to bring in a forward, and we bring Boniface from Dortmund. He only played 4 games for them. I think they signed, again, another player that they signed last season. But for, I think it was around about £7.5–8 million we bring him in for. And he's already scored 6 goals for us this season. 2 in the league in 3 games, which is pretty decent. And he is our best forward. Selke we still have as a backup. A pretty good backup, actually. So if Boniface gets injured, we've got somebody who can slot in. But 25 years old Boniface. He's a lot younger than Selke as well, so we are trying to build for a future. And if we can remain in the top 4 with these players, then things are looking bright. From Frankfurt for £23 million, we bring in a right winger. We have got Tillman that can play there as well, but he's definitely a lot better. Physicals look pretty good, and he's pacey. And finally, for £20 million, we bring in Kosunu from Wolfsburg, a defender. 25 years old, play alongside either Szabo, Soki, Hubers. We have got a pretty good back line now and players that can step into the fray if need be. So we're not locking anybody in this season, but if we pick our best 11, most of the players that we brought in are there. As you can see, Schwabi's in goal, Wagnerman, Kosunu, Szabo, John, Chattard, Martel, Knopf, Tillman, Best and Boniface up front. It is a pretty balanced side, I feel. To be honest, things have gone pretty much our way. We did win 8-1 in the first round of the German Cup. Our first game of the season, we beat Mönchengladbach 3-0. Boniface getting a brace. Werder, we win 3-0 as well. And then I've got no idea. I'm a loss for words. We got absolutely stuffed by HSV. I've got no idea what happened there, so we'll move along very, very swiftly. The Champions League, we've got Maccabi Haifa, Bodo Glimt, Real Madrid, Juventus, Reims, Ghent, Liverpool and Chelsea. So it doesn't get much harder, does it really? We are lying in 5th position in the league. 2 wins and a loss so far. Again, 1 point off the leaders. And it looks like we've got Dortmund in the next round of the Pokal Cup. So that will be a pretty tough one. And we are 7th, but 50-1 now to win the league. So we are slashing the odds slightly. We were 100-1 last season in the same position, but we're trying to close the gap on the guys above. So let's roll up season 4 and see how we get on. Season 4 comes to a close, and once again we finish in the top 4. That's 3 seasons on the bounce now where we will have Champions League football. 66 points this time, a bit more than last season. Not our highest tally in this rebuild so far. However, I think we can safely say we are a top 4 side now, I think. In which case we may just change the formation to a more attacking and see if we can grind out some more wins out of these losses. We don't have a top goal scorer though, so Selke's not there because obviously he's not getting much game time now, I'm guessing. But Boniface has not got top goal scorer, so that's disappointing. But Best has got most assists for the season, so that's pretty good. At least we've got something in the top top 3. So we'll delve into some of the results then. So after that battering by HSV 5-0, we go on a little bit of an unbeaten run for 3 months, including a 3-0 win over Frankfurt. Schalke would beat Freiburg, Wolfsburg 1-0. Dortmund we draw. We draw with Leverkusen as well, with a couple of more wins at Darmstadt and Stuttgart. Then we lose to Leipzig 4-0, 6-0 win over Hertha there. That's a big result. We get hammered by Bayern Munich, and then we go through a little bit of a sticky patch. February, March and April-ish. We do finish April with a draw and wins, and then we finish off strongly towards the end, including a 3-0 home win over Bayern Munich. The Pokal Cup, we get to the quarterfinals once again, this time losing to HSV. They had a player sent off as well, and we just could not get back into the game. Katterback with 86th minute goal to make it 3-2. Just not enough. Damage was already done. That's disappointing considering we beat Dortmund and we beat Mönchengladbach as well on penalties. Yeah, I'm bitterly disappointed we couldn't go any further than that. The Champions League, however, we get to the round of 16 where we play PSG and we get beat 3-1 by the odd goal in each game. The home tie, we as an own goal, Wagnermann on 61 after taking the lead but through Tillman as well. Second leg, 49th minute to leave us out of the competition. However, along the way though, we beat Maccabi Haifa 8-1, then Bodo Glimt 3-0. Real Madrid we beat 2-1 with goals from Ljubicic and Boniface in the 93rd minute there, despite a 91st minute equaliser from Real. We drew with Juventus, we beat Reims 5-2, lost to Ghent. We beat Liverpool 3-2, away from home as well. Boniface getting the winner in 69 minutes. Excellent stuff. And then we lost to Chelsea 3-0 at home. An absolute battering there before we played Fenerbahce in the playoff round where we beat them 6-3 over the 2 legs. 4-1 win at home, which is quite impressive. We did finish 9th in the table as well actually. 1 point off, going directly into the round of 16, and it was Real Madrid who we beat as they beat AC Milan. I think we lost to AC Milan before, I think in the previous season, I'm sure we did, but Real Madrid beat them 1-0 in the final. Goal wise, Boniface top goal scorer, 27 goals and 3 assists. I'm hoping that'll improve a little bit more. Selke did play some games, 17 starts, 13 goals. That just goes to show how good he is actually, although I am thinking of cashing in now and bringing somebody else in possibly. He is 32 years old. We want somebody there for the future. Nuff as well, 12 and 5. That's not too bad either. 14 assists and 7 goals for Tillman. Ljubicic, 7 and 2. Cosano, he got 6 goals. He was our defender, I think, wasn't he? Maynard as well, 6 and 7. 4 and 6 for Wagnermann. I'm expecting a lot more assists from these guys, and we're just not getting them. 19 assists from Best, though. I mean, that is fantastic. And a goalkeeper, Schwabe, who played the majority of the games this time round, 58 goals conceded and 46. I definitely think we need to go in for a new goalkeeper at least anyway this season. I think everybody played some game time as well, didn't they? And let's have a look at appearances. Everybody had some game time in one way or another. Not necessarily starts, but coming off the bench. Next season, we've been given £64 million. So we've got contracts to sort out. But I'm hoping it's not going to be that heavy that we'll lose a lot of that budget, because we need a goalkeeper, possibly another striker if Selke goes, and I'd like to bring in another defender or a midfielder of sorts. So if we can get 3 players in, or at least 2, then I'll be more than happy. So starting with the outs for the final time, we do lose Hussein Basic. He goes to St. Pauli for £700,000. Soldo goes to Lorient for £1 million. Schwabe, that goalkeeper, goes to Norwich for 1.6. I was really surprised they came in with that offer. And yeah, I snatched their hands off them. Olsen goes to St. Pauli as well. He's gone for £375,000. And Killian as well, gone to Stuttgart, the defender. It wasn't too bad actually, but I don't think he was getting much game time. But 950,000, we'll take that as well. And a couple going out on loan like Selke. I think that's maybe a loan to buy, I don't know. But in total, £1.1 million they're paying. Okay. But first off, our first major signing was Daniel Perez from Bayern Munich. I think he was with their B team. Backup goalkeeper. Didn't get much game time, but £23 million. It's excessive, but he's better than what we've got at the minute. Very, very good throw-in, at least anyway. And he can jump, he can command his area, and ignore them arrows going down, because he looks pretty good at 6'3" and uses the long throw to start counter-attacks. That's going to be quite handy. From Wolfsburg for £28 million, we bring in Maximilian Beer. Forward, very quick. He's not got great finishing, however, he has scored 5 goals for us in 4 games. Wolfsburg only bought him last season for 27, and they had him on the transfer straight away. Well, to be fair, he did score 2 goals in 28. He scored 4 in 3 for us already this season, so I think we've made some of our money back at least anyway. And finally, from Frankfurt for £18 million, we bring in another can play in the midfield, but more of a can player to play with Tillman, really. They're going to swap it between the two, I'm guessing. 24 years old, looks pretty decent. I wasn't sure where to improve in the side, and I thought might as well bring in some more youngsters, at least our attacking options. But as long as we remain in the top 4 once more, I'm all for it. So currently this is the formation. I was going to go with 2 midfielders, but something in the back of my head saying we definitely need somebody at the back. And if we pick our best 11, we have got Boniface up front instead of Beer, so we may lock Beer in for this season. Knuth, Shabby, Best, Chattard, Martel. We've got Wagnerman, Cosano, Chabot, John and Perez as well. It's a pretty decent, well-balanced side. Results have gone our way so far. The Pokal first round, 4-0 winners. Then we played Heidenheim 3-2 in the league, 1-1 against Bayern and 4-0 against Fürth. I'm assuming they are newly promoted sides. The Champions League, we have been drawn against Atletico Madrid, Genk, Ajax, Napoli, Rennes, Copenhagen, Juventus and Man City. Again, it's going to be another tough fight in the Champions League, but I'm hoping we can go a little bit further. We're currently lying in 4th position, 2 points behind the leaders at Schalke and Leipzig, and we've been drawn against Arminia Bielefeld in the next round of the Pokal Cup as well. There's a lot of good teams in the Champions League, by the way, but I'm pretty confident we can finish at least in the top 24. The season preview, we are up to 6th in the predictions, 33-1 now to win the league, and unfortunately we haven't got any player in the Dream 11. I find that shocking considering where we've been finishing the last couple of seasons. So let's get on to our final season. We've got 3 chances to bring some silverware home. Fingers crossed we can do it, but as long as we remain in the top 4, and I think it'll be a pretty successful rebuild if that happens again. So let's go and simulate. Season 5 ends and it hasn't disappointed at all. We finish in 3rd position, 3 points off Bayern Munich, who just managed to come from behind and just win the league somehow. Wow, I'd be interested to see what the past positions were. Bayern Munich, they had a torrid start and they only won it right at the very end. Last game of the season, Leipzig were top of the table for quite a while and just losing the final game of the season. Wow, drew the last game of the season, which cost them. But ourselves, we were top at one point. Wow, okay. We were 4th. Yeah, we never really dropped out that top 4 really. We dropped to 6th. But apart from that, we did manage to get to 3rd, drop back down to 4 and back up to 3rd. I'm really happy with that. I really am. We scored 73 goals as well, the 2nd most in the league, and only conceded 30 goals, which is pretty decent. We have our biggest haul of points as well. And we only lost 4 games. And that was the intention. We were losing quite a lot of games. I wanted to turn some of them into wins. And we may have turned some of them into draws. And a couple of wins as well, possibly. But that is pretty good. And we finished above Dortmund as well, on goal difference. Our league, however, let's have a quick look. We lost to Frankfurt early on, end of September. Then lost to Leverkusen. We do beat Mönchengladbach 4-2. Leipzig, we draw 1-1. Dortmund, we draw 1-1. We lose to Bayern there, though, 1-0. But we do have a good run of wins, though. 8 wins on the bounce, including the win over Leipzig as well, 4-2. And Gladbach again, 4-1. Dortmund, we do lose, but did we play Bayern Munich again somewhere? Have we already... Oh, we drew 1-1 with them away from home right at the beginning of the season. But that's a good run of form there of wins. We lost to Dortmund, and then we found our way back into scoring goals and winning games again. HSV just seemed to be the bane of our lives somehow. The Pokal Cup, though, we do win it. Come on, our first major trophy in what seems like an absolute age. But that is absolutely phenomenal. 3-0 against Leipzig as well. Chatard, John and Lubicic all scoring goals. But along the way, we did beat Hamburg 4-0. Bielefeld 3-0. 3-1 against Karlsruhe. Hoffenheim 2-1 after extra time, and Kaiserslautern 2-0. We had a relatively easy route to the final, though, to be fair, conceding just 2 goals along the way. The Champions League, however, we don't get past the playoff rounds. We get out the group stage, which I thought we might have done, but we lost to Fiorentina 2-2 away from home and then 2-0 at home. That's disappointing. But in the group stage, we lost to Atletico Madrid. We beat Genk. Lost to Ajax, beat Napoli, lost to Rennes. I mean, Rennes, Ajax, I would have expected to beat them, to be fair. We do beat Copenhagen 5-1. Then we beat Juventus 3-0, wow. And drawn 4-4 with Man City. With Man City getting 2 goals in added time. Although we did get a penalty in the 90th minute. To make it 4-2, is that? And that's just ridiculous. But again, we did well to get out the group stage in the Champions League, but I'm bitterly disappointed we didn't get any further. And I think in a few years' time, possibly if we keep remaining to be in the Champions League and the money's there, we will get further. Looking at the squad, we do have a 30-goal season Beer. He played 41 games in the end. 45 games for Boniface as well. I'm not sure where he played them, but he scored 22 goals. Shabby, 41 games, 11-8. Chatard, 7-5. Knuth, 6-17. That's much better from him. 10 assists from Best as well. He seemed to have dropped off a little bit, but he only played 19 games starts. So I'm wondering whether Boniface or Beer played there. But we did lock Beer in, so it might have been Boniface then, maybe. Tiedemann, 5-2. 7 assists for Wagnerman as well. 13 for John. Well done him. And our goalkeeper, Peretz, 50 games, 50 goals conceded and 17 clean sheets. And that's not bad at all. So before we go on to records, so this is the climb that KOLN have been since the 06-07 season. They have been literally up and down, but we have managed to secure 5 seasons in the Bundesliga and European places as well, which is a bonus. And you can see the climb, it's just got better and better. And you can see we finished 3rd, 4th, and then that'll go up again to 3rd spot in the final season. But it's been pretty consistent. It really has. And as always, we have a quick look at the records. Have we broken any? 72 points in the season. That's the season just gone. So we have broken that record right at the last. I think we got 70 points in one season as well. So we may have beaten that one as well. In 26 season, £1.36 million in gate receipts against Leverkusen in the Pokal Cup. We do get a high scoring match, 8-1 against Neumünster. In 2026, we do get 7.26 for highest rating from Selke. And 2024, fastest goal, 14 seconds by Selke against Frankfurt. 2023 saw 6 goals by Selke in a game in the 8-0 win. Most assists by player in the season, 19 by Best. Urbig gets 22 clean sheets, the most. Selke gets 7 Man of the Match awards. Most matches without conceding a goal, 7. That's fantastic. And I don't think we've broken any records apart from Beer, £28 million for the striker. And he has duly paid with 30 goals this season. Staffing wise, it looks pretty good. Coaching just needs a little bit of an uplift. But apart from that, they've done reasonably well. So that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you have any other club that you would like to see rebuilt, then please let me know down in the comments. And until the next time, thank you very much. Bye-bye.